What's up, Bearcats? Welcome to the next episode of the Bonita Interview series. I'm Kaiden, and this week I had the pleasure of interviewing Miss Bowman, who teaches chemistry and human anatomy. In this episode, we dive into her passion for music and how it correlates to her daily life. Let's get started. Hi, Miss Bowman. Hope you're doing well.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to do this interview. I wanted to ask you a little bit about music. So, what kind of music do you listen to at most, and why?
So students ask this question a lot. They were very interested in knowing what kind of music I will and will not listen to. But honestly, most of the time now I listen to a lot of worship music because I don't have a lot of time for much past like teaching students and raising my own children. And so the time I spend listening to things, music is important. I think what we're putting into our heads. And so for me, that would be music that's centered on God.
Right. So leading into my next question, has your taste in music changed over the years? And if so, how?
So I think even as a young girl, I did like Christian music, but my parents, that's not what they listen to. My parents listened to disco music, and kind of like some old pop music. And then my dad listened to a lot of country music when I was in my 20s. And that I didn't like very much, but then it bugged me a lot. But then I think car rides with him changed that for me because then he kind of drew me into his music tastes. He's a Nebraska boy, so country music was kind of his thing. So I think I, with fondness, still like some of that 80s, 90s country when lyrics were significantly better than they are now. So
Okay. Do you have a favorite artist or band? And if so, what makes them stand out to you?
Probably currently my favorite artist would be Lauren Daigle, for many reasons. We got to see her perform live before she was famous at a really small venue in Los Angeles at Christmas time. And I just remember her voice was amazing. And her lyrics were just, you could tell they were true to her. Like they came from her. They came from her life experience. And I think small venues like that really let you get to know an artist more personally. And so I really enjoyed that. That made both my husband and I search for tickets for her next event. Right. And he got us tickets to her next event. And I think since then, I just appreciate her passion for other people, her diversity in what she sings, and then also she's uniquely herself. She doesn't conform to what the industry says or what other people think she should do. So I really appreciate all those things about her.
Oh, wow. So you relate to her a lot.
I like her a lot, yeah.
Wow.
And she sang at the pregame show. Did you see the pregame for the Super Bowl?
Oh, no way. Really?
That was her at the pregame show.
Wow.
Yeah, she's a Louisiana girl, and she got canceled 5 years ago from singing, and then they invited her back this year. So that was really cool to see, yeah.
Wow. So speaking about concerts, have you ever been to a concert? I think you obviously have. If so, what was the best one you've attended?
So when Mr. Bowman and I were dating way back, he took me to this concert in a really tiny, hole-in-the-wall place in LA for this band called Nickel Creek. And he actually really likes bluegrass music, which is probably not my favorite genre, but he would explain to me why he liked it. So one of the reasons is because the artists in that genre are not competitive. They'll come together and pick up and play anything, anytime. So the Nickel Creek is a brother-sister team, and they at that one we went, they invited a violinist from UCLA. He graduated at UCLA in violin, and they were spectacular.
Really?
And we were right front seat, right there in front of them. And I had never done that. He'd been to a lot of concerts, but that was probably one of my favorite live music events. So it was really fun.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So music always has emotions, always has that feeling. How does music influence your mood and emotions?
So I think I mentioned with my dad, I can look back now on those years in the car, driving back and forth with him and listening to country music, and those are really good memories for me, just singing these crazy, stupid lyrics with him and laughing and carrying on. I think now, mean, most people know like church is very important to me, and that connection to God is very important to me. And when we get there and the music is usually first. To me, that like lets everything else kind of go away. So that's really important to me. I think the world can be stressful and we can get sidetracked about what's really important. And so for me, music has always put things back into perspective and kind of let me not be too worried about deadlines or what money I do or don't have or what has to be cleaned or all the things that moms and teachers attend to. So it's an important part of my life.
So you would say it's a necessity?
Yeah, I would say it's a necessity. Mr. Bowman's a big music person, and so it's an important part of our family, for sure.
Wow. So obviously music's awesome and stuff. Do you play any instruments or music yourself?
Oh, I don't. Actually, we were really poor growing up.
Oh, wow.
So I did not have the opportunity to play an instrument. That was an expensive thing that our family could not afford. Our children during COVID learned to play the guitar, which was really cool to watch. So both of them can play the guitar, and they both love choir. So they both sing in the choir. But personally, no, I didn't. I did sing in choirs in high school and in college, but no instruments.
Is there one you'd like to learn in the future, maybe?
I would love to learn the piano. I think it's relaxing. It
Why?
sounds like it would be relaxing. It seems like a lot of hard work. I don't know. To watch their fingers do all that. I don't know. Do you play an instrument, Kai?
I don't, but I actually played the cello in 6th grade.
You did?
Oh my gosh, it was so fun.
Was it? How come you stopped?
I stopped because I'm not a fan of making music.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'd love to play it in the future, maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
So lastly, my last question for you is, what's a song that reminds you of an important moment in your life?
So there was a small band that came and played at a church we were at. It's called The Ascent. And they played a set, maybe 6 songs that night. And one of the songs they played was called, I think, Arms or something. I don't remember the exact title. But the lyrics were, to me, important at the time. I think it was maybe right when things opened after COVID that they came. And one of the first times we could be back, I think, with any amount of people, And so, but the lyrics were, no matter who you are or what you've done or what you're doing or anything like that, that you're welcome here. Like you're welcome with God. You're welcome. You're just welcome no matter what. It doesn't matter. And so I thought that was, I don't know, to me at that moment, it really hit me how important what an important message that is for me. It was important for my own children as I parent them, and then for my students as well. Like there's really not too many things you can do that you can't not undo, but turn around 180 and do it differently. So I just thought it was a cool song. So
Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Well, thank you so much, Ms. Bowman,
You're
for taking
welcome,
time out of your day. I had a really awesome interview, and thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Now back to the studio. Thanks for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed getting to know Ms. Bowman better and her love for music. Stay curious, Bearcats, and join us next week for another interview. See you then.